She said that there is no source material in the Star Wars universe. So, a disturbance has happened amongst us in the Force as far as Star Wars and the Star Wars universe is concerned. So Kathleen Kennedy, head of Lucasfilms, had an interview with Rolling Stone. And in this interview, because we're bringing it to the fact of the pertinence that Rise of Skywalker is now a month away, so they pretty much want to get the press out there, and a particular question was asked. The question is this. They asked her, this final installment, would you say it was a particularly hard nut to crack? To where she answered, all of the films are particularly hard nuts to crack because there's no source material.
It was at this moment that he knew. He fucked up.
I'll say that again. She said that there is no source material in the Star Wars universe. Were we not clear of how this pretty much all began? So when the original trilogy came out in 1977, and in the midst of that, the ways of expanding that universe happened in the fact of books, comics, traveled throughout the next couple of decades until we actually got to the prequels. Now, the lore and the universe of Star Wars does not fully exist just within the cinematic universe. It doesn't. Okay? If we want to literally get Timothy Zahn out on the stage to tell people that he's written some of the most fantastic novels that the Star Wars universe has been enthralled on, to where even his novels have been carried on into animated Star Wars TV series like Rebels, like the Clone Wars. The fact that Admiral Thrawn and a Thrawn trilogy was a book series. The fact that Heir to the Empire followed up after Return of the Jedi was a book series. And let's even bring up the fact that Marvel had comic book rights to Star Wars comics first. Dark Horse took control of it in 1991, had it for about a few years, and then Marvel geared back up and bought the rights again, of course, with the whole Marvel transition and everything like that. But now we have new Star Wars comics under the Marvel banner, under her parent company. So for her to have the instance or the notion that she does not have source material to feed off of further proves everybody's point. When Rian Johnson makes a movie like The Last Jedi, to where nothing, and I say this with all sincerity, nothing makes sense, because there's so much source material out there, there's so much to gather from, there's 10 times more theories, relevant series material, concluding facts of how this entire base is run, and yet we have the leader of Lucasfilms totally throwing that entire platform under the bus in order to prove a point as to why maybe like the last two films didn't really move up to the par that maybe she would have wanted to. But I'm not surprised. They bring in a person like J.J. Abrams in because he's a fan, okay? So when he introduced these characters, and we knew we were going to see a banner of new characters, it just happened to be what it was. But when the second installment came in, and of course J.J. Abrams kind of like geared towards, hey, get my boy Ryan in here. His cut of what he wanted this flick to be made major characters cry. Actors that have been in this universe for so many years had no sense of what's happening. You can literally pull back YouTube videos for as far as you can remember to see that Mark Hamill was like, I didn't understand it. I had no idea what the hell this was. It made no sense to me. So in Force Awakens, of course, we seen when Han Solo passed on, and of course left the Star Wars universe by the death of Han Solo. We were like, okay, maybe that makes sense. But for Luke Skywalker to pass on at the end of Last Jedi, to looking like he almost had an aneurysm on top of a rock because his force ghost was so damn strong he had either a heart attack or a just like body shut down. I know he had to be reading the script like, what the hell is this? So for an executive head, and I realize she may be a studio head and she has no idea what the books or the catalog of books has even mentioned anything. But the thing is, there's so many good fans out there who've become directors, writers, screenwriters, whatever, etc., that know the material. Why isn't she going out there to get them? If you know the material and you're good at what you do, then you come work for us, because you know that there's so much more of this universe than cinematically is out there. Okay? We know of Mara Jade, the former bounty hunter who falls in love with Luke Skywalker and of course has been Skywalker. But that wasn't brought up. Would it have blown a lot of Star Wars nerds' minds to actually have that happen? Possibly. The mention of it might have even thrown everybody in. But now you have this up on the internet and you have no idea exactly what's going to happen. So if the Rise of Skywalker bombs in some kind of odd way that doesn't bring retribution to the franchise, it's pretty much going to be all on Kathleen Kennedy. Because they're going to continue on with the franchise anyway. I mean, this may conclude the 9 films, but there is going to be films after this. So if you really wanted to just throw the big bomb at it and just blow away everything that was built up since 1977, it's not going to make sense. It's not going to make sense to a lot of people. There's already a ton of people that are considerably angry right now. So might as well fucking finish the job. But let me know what you guys think. Feel free to like, comment, and subscribe to us at the Partynerdz YouTube page. Feel free to hit me up on IG, Grandmaster FAQs, on IG and Twitter. And stay tuned for more developments. Partynerdz go.